You've all been lied to about motivation. For a while now, especially in the self-improvement community, motivation has been seen as pointless and unimportant. Like I'm sure you've all heard from many people before, that motivation is completely useless, and what you really need is discipline. But that is just a straight up lie. However, I do agree though that discipline is very important, but motivation is just as equally as important as discipline, and I'll explain why later in this video. So yeah, I'm not saying neglect discipline or anything like that, because discipline is what actually gets you up when you don't feel like it. It keeps you consistent and it's very reliable. Now, just imagine if you combined that discipline with motivation. You would be unstoppable. But the reason why many people don't like motivation is because motivation just comes and goes. It's emotional, it's unpredictable, and it's very unreliable. But that's only true if you rely on those random bursts of motivation. The type that you would normally get on just like a random Tuesday at 3 AM. That is what everyone thinks that motivation is, but that is just not the case. The type of motivation that I'm actually talking about is built long term. It's fueled by purpose and the love for the process. And that motivation is fuel. And if you can combine that with discipline, that will help you to show up on the off days, because no matter how much motivation you have, you'll always have some kind of day where you just don't feel like doing anything at all. Even though like it excites you, you're motivated, but you'll just sit there, you'll be so upset, you don't want to do anything, or maybe you're tired or whatever, which sucks. But that is when discipline comes in. So you can't just rely on only motivation, and you can't rely on only discipline, because if you're fully relying on discipline, you'll get burnt out so easily, because you just don't have the fuel to keep going and the desire to actually like keep moving. And if you just rely on motivation, you're not going to be able to you're not going to have any willpower to do the things. Like if you're not seeing results straight away, and you got to push through these long hard days, maybe you just got back from work, you can't really work on your passion afterwards because you're tired, that is when discipline comes in. These things work very well together, and you should utilize that to the fullest. So let me just paint the picture real quick for you guys. If you actually genuinely enjoy whatever it is that you're doing, let's just take working out for example. If you love working out and you feel extremely motivated every time you do so, you are going to outperform the person who hates working out but actually has strong self-discipline. Even if you guys are the same weight class, you have the same routine and all that, you will still outperform him because you genuinely enjoy it. You go to bed each night and you can't sleep because you're excited to get in the gym the next day. The other guy gets into bed and can't sleep because he is dreading the next day where he has to go to the gym. Let's take another example, say sales. You hear from all these successful people that sales is extremely important and you must learn it. So you're trying to learn, you get a sales job and you absolutely hate it. You just hate it so much. No matter what you do, you can't get yourself to enjoy it. And if that's the case, you should probably just find another skill, because there's people out there who genuinely love it. And 9 out of 10 times they will outperform you, even if you guys are on the same level, because they come home from their sales job and they are constantly thinking about what a great day they had. They're looking forward to the next day where they have to go to work. Maybe they're rehearsing their lines in the shower, and they're just really motivated about sales. Not because they have strong discipline, but because they genuinely have strong motivation for it. So here's the truth. You can grind through anything with discipline for a while, but if you hate it, you're constantly going to force yourself to do something you don't enjoy. You will just burn out. And when you burn out, it's so hard to get back on track. You start to question everything. Was this even worth it? And that's when motivation comes in, when you're burnt out. It actually gives you the power to actually stay and enjoy the journey. Okay, so let's talk about how to actually get motivation, because like self-discipline, this is a skill, since we aren't relying on those random motivation bursts. So the first thing you need to do is actually find something you genuinely enjoy. Don't force yourself to be a bodybuilder if you'd rather play sports deep down. Don't start a business in something you hate or doesn't align with your morals just because it's a quick money making method. Just find what it is that you're actually passionate about, and once you find it, do not look back. The second thing you need to do is track your progress. Progress is actually the backbone of keeping motivation. When you see yourself improving, it's addicting. It makes you want to show up time and time again. The thing is though, most of us never really notice any of the progress, unless it's life-changing results. And that shouldn't be the case though, because you're always getting the small wins along the way before you make long-term life-changing progress. So you need to make sure that you track your progress and be proud of those small wins that you'll get along the way. Maybe you reward yourself every time you hit a new mini milestone or whatever. Whatever it is, just track and be proud of yourself and always be grateful. Okay, the third thing is you need to remind yourself why you started. Have a clear end goal in mind. Is it freedom, confidence, putting smiles on people's faces? Whatever it is, keep that in front of you whenever you lose motivation. And the last thing, make it fun. Have fun challenges, set yourself mini goals, maybe work out with friends if that's more fun, even start a business with your friends. You need to make it something that you actually look forward to. If the skill isn't enough, then find other things that you can do to make it fun. So motivation doesn't need to be random, you can actually build it. And when it shows up, it makes everything 10 times easier. Motivation isn't everything, you still need discipline to build momentum, especially early on when you're new and you don't really know what you're doing. But the goal shouldn't be to force yourself forever. The goal should be to build a life you don't want to escape from. You need a life where discipline is the foundation and motivation is the rocket fuel that takes you further than you ever thought you could go. If you're only relying on discipline, you're making things way harder than they need to be. Find what excites you, build systems around that, and trust me, you will go very far in life. If you guys found this video helpful, go ahead and chuck a like and subscribe. I post videos like these every single week and my goal is to change people's lives. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.